All right. We're up on the tube. Hello, YouTube. Hello, Instagram. Hello. I am here to do a reading of Days of Darkness and the insights that brought forth light. Um, I had some things rearranged in my schedule, and I said, this is a perfect time to do a reading. If you are just happening across this page or this video, my name is Angelique. I am the author of Days of Darkness. I'm also the illustrator. Hey, Lisa. Um, and this is a journey of insights and inspirations that I learned through some of the darkest times in my early 20s. And it's so interesting because my life was in a really dark place. And people see me now and they're like, you're just happy all the time, aren't you? You're just so full of light and bubbliness just all the time, aren't you? And actually, somebody asked me that yesterday or said that to me yesterday, one of the participants for the program that I support. And I had to take a moment and say, yeah, most of the days I am. Most of the time these days I am, because of what I share in this book, because of the practices that I've taken on, because of the community that I have around me that support me, that love me, that embrace me. Um, and it's really a good feeling because there was a time when it wasn't always like that. There was a time when I was hollow and heavy and void, when I didn't think that life was worth living, when I felt like everything that I did was such a chore. Even just getting up in the morning, walking through my day, interacting with human beings on a regular basis. My God. It was really a challenge, and I wanted out. I wanted out. I wanted it to be over. I was so exhausted in every way, shape, and form. But then I had a moment of divine intervention where God, Spirit, Source, the divine, however you would like to call the higher power, stopped me from almost taking my life and told me that there was greater for my life. And when I asked for guidance on how to be more positive, because that moment of intervention allowed me to recognize that my thoughts and the way that I was feeling within myself was not beneficial. It was what people would call negative, and it was not beneficial. It was not inspiring me to be greater. It was not giving me hope for the future. And when I asked for guidance on that, I received it. And I continue to ask for guidance, and I continue to read and to listen and to practice and to take in what I was being given. And a lot of it is in this book. So it's my pleasure to share it with you, because those little steps, those little moments, those little insights, those pinpricks of light were how I got to be who I am today, and the person that people see and call a pool of light, and always joyous, happy person. And even though I'm not always that way, I do allow my energy and my emotions and the things to pass through. I live my life authentically. Um, However, my baseline, excuse me, my grounding, my foundation is joy, peace, and gratitude. So let's get into the book because I do have some things to do today, even though things got rearranged. So thank you for being here. Available for order now. The next printing will be in May. So if you would like a physical copy, you can go to my website, V as in Victor, Z as in zebra, spaces as in space, .com, vzspaces.com. And you can click on that link, or if you're on the Instagram things or you find my bio somewhere, hey Drummond, you can absolutely go to my link tree, and the link is in there to buy it. So, yeah, let's jump right on into it. Author's note: this is a work of nonfiction. The events and experiences detailed herein have been described from the author's memory to the best of the author's ability. This publication is designed to provide personally experienced information in regard to the subject matter covered. It is sold with the understanding that the author is not engaged in rendering psychological, financial, legal, or other professional services. If specific expert assistance is or counseling is needed, the services of a competent professional in that field should be sought. Thank you, Lisa. And as always, I am a spiritual coach. I am a mental wellness advocate. I have practiced these things. I do have some knowledge and understanding. So if you are looking for support with building a personal practice, if you are looking for support with tapping into your inner divinity, that is a service that I provide. But if you are looking for some psychological diagnosis or some medication or legal or financial advice, I'm not that person. But if you are inspired by something in this book to do something in those industries, get some help, okay? And I do know some incredible people, so feel free to reach out for a reference. Parental advisory content warning: topics of suicide and depression, some sexually suggestive situations, strong language. Dedication: this book is dedicated to all the younger versions of me. She is the giant upon whose shoulders I stand. Without her strength, perseverance, and resilience, I wouldn't be able to stand as tall as I do today. I love you, little me. Also, thank you to the virtual mentors who have poured light into my mind and heart. Your decision to be a light keeper in this world has saved millions of lives, including mine. Also, thank you to people like Lisa LeBlanc, Drummond, Leah, Mick, Coach Val, Stacy. I love me some Stacy. Carrie, Dr. Sue, Jorge, all the beautiful people who are a part of a wider community. Ray Mel, right? That's my brother, so I have to be conscious about including him. But all of these beautiful people, that are choosing to be light keepers in the world. I'm so grateful for you, and thank you for holding me in this journey. So today we're going to be reading chapter 8. Don't be something you aren't. This is technically a two-pager, but it's a little two-pager. Also, little note: if you are someone who has the physical copy and you see space like this, feel free to draw into it or write into it or scribble or dribble or whatever. Um, the paper is yours, the book is yours. Enjoy it. Chapter 8: don't be something you aren't. In human society, we're constantly being influenced by our environment. Everyone has an opinion on what others should or should not be doing, wearing, eating, etc. There can be moments when that pressure pushes at you heavy. That pressure often comes from peers and elders, telling you to be this, I think this is better, or you don't know what you're doing. As we're growing up, we look for guidance and acceptance. But when you feel at odds with where you're being led or being told to accept, It's important to stand firm with your inner knowing. If there is something you wish to pursue, do it. If there is a role someone is putting on you, communicate when it doesn't align with you. You'll get pushback when you question others or don't do what they want. It can be easy to fold to that pressure in order to keep the peace. It can be scary to push back against outside influences, especially as a young person or when we are young people. However, we can all feel it in our gut when things are for us or aren't for us. Everyone is constantly learning about life. No one has this thing all figured out. No one has all the answers. You don't have to take on what another person is putting on you. Don't let them pressure you into thinking they know you better than you know you, especially when it comes to how you live your life. Don't be something you aren't. I've noticed as I read through this fully in the book club with Cohen Hagen, I really appreciate that space. Um, and if you would like me to come do a reading for a group of yours, by all means, I'm not charging for this. By the way, I forgot I didn't like mention that the other time that I um, offered it. It's not something I would be charging for. I would just be coming to share. Um, but a thing that I noticed as I was reading it is just how our life is truly our own life. And you would think you're noticing a theme in your own book and you did not intentionally do that. There was an intention to share that message, absolutely. But as I was reading through the book in its entirety for the first time, I recognized how much I had repeated that sentiment, just how much I want people, I would like to invite people into understanding that your life is your own, especially coming from my perspective of being a Black queer woman in this society and the history of Black people, the history of women, the history of queer people, and how different methods and histories and traditions have attempted to make people who are either in these sections individually or in a collective, like I am. It has, there are ways that society has attempted to make people believe that someone else owns you or owns your life or is in control of you, you know? And I feel like that's why it's so often repeated in different ways, in some of the same ways, um, in this book, in this sharing, because it's something I've come to understand. Like, as a woman who plans to be a mother and a wife, right? I still have my own life. As a woman who who may work in male dominated industries, I still have my own life and can make my own decision and have my own ideas and have my own voice. And I have that understanding and I recognize that many women don't, which is why it's repeated. I've noticed that as a Black woman, a dark, gorgeous, chocolatey woman, right, or person, I did the woman, there is a history of literally being people's property because I'm melanated, being treated as a horse or a cow or a literal like shovel or machine, some sort of tool being purchased and sold and bartered for and traded as a physical human being with consciousness. There's a history there. It's in the blood, it's in the DNA, it's in um, the culture of how we interact. Hey, Sandra. And it's important to recognize as a Black person, as a person of color, that I own my life. I am living my own life. This is my experience. I don't have to answer to, I'm not I'm not gonna put the word I was gonna put in there. But I don't have to answer to this other human being who happens to have a different amount of melanation than me because of our history of society. I'm living my own life as a queer person. They're like, "Oh, you can't go out here and be married. You can't go out here and, wear men's clothes as a male body person. You can't wear women's clothes, right? You can't hold hands with somebody of the same gender, right? Like, you don't have that freedom to live your life. That has been a history. That has been what people knew as society. Your life is on the line because in some places, being a homosexual, being with someone of the same gender, even the assumption of it, can lead to death. Your life is on the line because you have a personal preference for what you want to do with your private life. But guess what? Your life is your own. You are living your own life. And when we don't embrace and take in this truth that we are living our own life, we start to die internally. And then we are these husks that are walking around and just being filled by other people's desires and ideas and structures and systems and rules. Sandra said a lot of you can'ts, right? just just bumping you around like, oh, you can't do this, go this way. Oh, you can't do this, go that way. Not realizing I don't have to keep bumping into that. My life is my own. I get to be who I want to be in this life. And when we don't have that, when I didn't have that understanding, truly, because there was a part of me that was a little rebellious, like, I can do what I want. But once I really learned the power of sitting in my divinity, being grounded as my understanding, being grounded in my understanding that I am a child of God, like God created me, Spirit created me in its image and likeness, and inspires me through inspiration to act and to bring things into manifestation. No matter if I'm queer, no matter if I'm a woman, no matter if I'm blackity bliggity black. Listen, none of that, none of these external things matter because the divine God source is living life as you and specifically designed you as you. Me right now with my crown popped out sitting in my little sink tray. Living life specifically as me right now, living specifically as Sandra, as Lisa, as anybody, as Drumman watching this right now. God is living life as you. And none of these other systems or history of systems has control over you. Okay? All right. So I like to keep these relatively brief. I went on a little tangent today. But yeah, if that's something that you're looking for encouragement with, understanding that your life is your own, definitely get this book. Check it out. Read it, color it, share it with a friend, talk about it. Invite me to your book club. We can talk about it. Um, thank you. Thank you, Sandra. Yeah, get the book or ask me about it. If you want me to make some certain type of content, breaking things down, absolutely. I can do that. I can do that. And on another note, I'm thinking about um, moving more exclusively to YouTube. If you want to rewatch this video and you want to be able to like pause it and like take notes and stuff, it is available on my YouTube channel, VZ Spaces. But I am thinking about moving more exclusively to YouTube, and kind of hosting things on my own website because I know there's like some different things going on with the meta stuff and the leadership thereof. So I might be transitioning more towards sharing on my own website and on YouTube. But I also find it easier to navigate the videos on YouTube. So if you are interested in diving deeper, taking some notes, check it out on YouTube. VZ Spaces, the same handle here. But yes, listen, I love this lady. She's a great author. She's dropping some knowledge. In any case, I have another thing appointment to get to, so I appreciate you all. Thank you for buying the book. Thank you for sharing the content. Thank you for telling your friends. Thank you for listening and applying what you are picking up to your life because that's what it's really about. You know, I already know I'm not going to get like multi-millionaire rich from selling books. And that's not my goal. My goal with this book was to share what supported me. So, let me know. I love when people share like, oh, this supported me and with this, or this helped me to see this more clearly, or I colored this page and it helped me to calm down, felt meditative. I love that stuff. That's better than anything, honestly. All the things. Um, but yeah, I will see you all next week. I don't have anything coming up. Oh, healing conversations. We will be having healing conversations this Saturday. Okay. I know we weren't here. Thank you. Tried to do something new, make them a little shorter for the summertime. Okay. Um, healing conversations. We will be here Saturday, 3:30 p.m. On Raymel Bentley's page. So make sure you check that out and on my YouTube channel also because I'm pretty sincere about this transition. So um, check us out on Saturday. But yeah, other than that, I will see you next week. We'll continue on this reading journey. Ah, I love it. I love it. I love it. Have a beautiful, wonderful, absolutely spectacular, magical day because you deserve it, because you are worthy, because you're living your life. Period. I'll see you next time. All right, YouTube. Adios.